indicates what we can do. We need to be a growing disciple. The word that is related to disciple is what? Discipline. A disciple is disciplined. The text implies several disciplines and results. Listen instead of being dull of hearing. The rest of Hebrews talks a lot about listening. Learn instead of becoming spiritually immature. Practice and become discerning rather than senseless. Then, as verse 7 says, then you will bear fruit and receive blessing from God. Now, church, I need to be please allow me, I should say, to be extremely open and honest with you. This entire week, I've been going back and forth, and I was praying about it, and I talked to my wife at great length about it. And I said, Rach, is this really a message that I need to talk about? Because really, think about it. Who wants to hear that your faith is stagnant? Who wants to hear that you are spiritually immature? Who wants to hear that the way that you are engaging in your life is senseless? I know I wouldn't want to hear that. But it made me realize that who wants to hear sad things? Who wants to hear things that are really harsh? And Jesus told me something. And he said, you know what? Fine. There is devastation in stagnation. But there is hope in Jesus. Now, church, I don't know what your struggles are. I think it's fair to say that all of us have some trials and tribulations going on in our life. You know? And we live in a sinful world. And let me share with you something that I talked about when I was preaching in the Philippines. I said to the church, you don't have to look very far to find poverty. You don't have to look very far. You don't have to go very far to see people suffering, people hurting, people begging for food. Well, the same thing is here in the church. You don't have to look very far to see somebody struggling with their faith. You don't have to look very far to go downtown and you will see people suffering, people that do need to learn about Jesus. So this morning, I do not know what your current struggle is right now. Maybe it is cursing your kids out. Maybe it is yelling at your parents and disobeying them and doing things completely opposite of what they're asking of you. Maybe you're struggling with pornography. Maybe you're struggling with engaging in premarital sex when you know better. I don't know. I can't stand here saying that this is what your problem is. You need to fix it. But I'm here to remind you this morning that we serve an all-loving, an amazing God that forgives, that understands, that has come down here on earth, who has experienced every single trial and tribulation that you and I have experienced. It is so important that you do not have a stagnant faith. I'm not going to stand here saying I'm perfect, because I'm telling you right now, I feel extremely unworthy to be here. But I know for a fact that because of the amazing grace of Jesus, I can share with you what I feel as though He's telling me to share with you. God can use you. God does not want a sinful world, but it is my urgent plea with you this morning that, you know what? This is not our final resting place. Jesus has a greater plan for us. And that's what I told the people in the Philippines. It's not supposed to be that I have to travel thousands of miles away to see my relatives and that I can only see them once every 10, 14 years. That is not the way life intended. But church, it is the life we are experiencing right now. And God calls us to rise up, to not be a part of the herd, to live a different life, and to not be stagnant in our faith. So that when we do that, even though life is tough here on earth, we'll be able to give Him honor, glory, and praise when we are in heaven with Him. So that is my prayer with you this morning. That you realize that you do not need to have a stagnant faith. If you're struggling, understand the fact of the matter is that there are other people who are struggling as well. But the truth is, the ultimate truth is God will never put you in a position. He will never let you get so far to a point where in your heart, if you have a desire to reach out to Him and to learn more about Him, you will learn more about Him. And instead of being stagnant in your faith, Like a bicycle, you need to remember, Christianity doesn't mean that you need to be stagnant. Christianity means that you need to keep on pedaling, progressing, moving forward, and growing. So God bless you, and thank you for listening.
Amen.